So welcome to this video. My name is Alex and I'm just taking a walk up in the mountains with my 4 doggies. There's Molly and this is Charlie. Hey Charlie. And this is Honey. Honey, hello. And somewhere up ahead is Fluffy. Now, I walk every day in the mountains, and really when I get up into the mountains, all there is trees and hills and nothing else. No people, no cars, no noise, no machinery, just surrounded by nature. And the reason I want to share this walk with you is because when I go up into the mountains and I just kind of relax and forget all my worries, forget all my cares, then I find myself connecting to something greater than myself. And if I'm going to put a word on it, it's love. I connect to love. When I go for walks in nature, I connect to love. And this is something we can all do. In fact, it's something we all really need to do, as I'm sure you're aware. But we forget it so easily. We forget that we are supposed to be connected to love. We're supposed to feel part of love. We're supposed to feel love flowing through our veins. And it's not some grand destination you've got to get to. It's just reality. Love is reality. And when we relax, especially when we're in nature, because nature is is an expression of love. Love flows through the natural world, and it gives off a sense of harmony. And we feel that harmony that comes from nature when we go into nature and we're surrounded by nature and nothing else. And we relax, we stop thinking, we stop worrying, because that keeps us in tension, keeps us in fear. We stop thinking, we stop worrying, and we relax our body. When we relax our body, we open up to feel more, but more importantly, to feel the love that should be flowing through us, to feel the love that is absolutely everywhere. And so I thought I'd share this walk with you, not to lecture you, but firstly to encourage you to go into nature, encourage you on a daily basis to get away from the busy world, the world that feeds our mind, the world that feeds our worries and anxieties about the future. Get away from that world and get out into nature where there is only good news. When you get into nature, you feel this beauty and this love and this goodness communicating to you. And it tells you that you are safe. It tells you to relax. It tells you to trust. It tells you that everything is going to be okay. But really we have to trust that. It's easy to say, oh, everything's going to be okay and don't worry. But the most important thing for each one of us is to really, really trust that we are safe and protected, that no harm can come to us. It's really important that we believe that deep, deep, deep down in our heart. And the only real way to know that that's true is to connect to love. Because when you're connected to love, you feel like you're part of a family, and that family will not let any harm come to you. And that family, and I'm not talking about nature spirits or animals or human beings. I'm talking about the love that is everywhere. That family of love that you are part of. That love will not let any harm come to you. It does not want you to suffer. It wants to protect you. It wants to keep you close. The only way to stay close is to feel the love. That's the connection to the family, is love. And only when we feel that love and we feel connected to that love do we realize that we are part of this magnificent whole, this great, powerful force that flows through everything, that is reality. That is love. And we are supposed to connect to that. We need to be connected to it. And so, for me, walking up in the mountains or walking in nature, walking by the river, it's important for me to move because of course we can sit down in nature, we can sit down anywhere nice, but usually when we sit down we start thinking, unless we're meditating, of course, which is also a good thing to do. But I like to walk because it keeps things moving, it keeps things flowing, and it also makes your body strong. And it grounds you as well. You feel more grounded in your body when you're using your body, using your muscles. It grounds you and it pulls you out of your head into your body, and that's really, really important. Fluffy. It's really important that we get out of our head, which is basically this labyrinth of confusion, labyrinth of ideas and misunderstandings and lies, essentially. The mind is a labyrinth of lies because truth is love. And anything that takes you away from love or persuades you that anything else is more important than love is a lie. It's not true. And that's why I really want to encourage you to reconnect to love, to get out into nature. It's the most important thing, because you might be watching this video at your computer, at your desk, or maybe you're at work, or maybe you're somewhere else where you're surrounded by artificial things, man-made items, man-made buildings, technology. But what I really, really recommend, and what I believe is really, really important, is you get away from all of that for an hour, as often as possible, ideally every day. Whether it's morning, nighttime, even if you have to go out at nighttime when the stars are in the sky, even if that's the only time you can get out into nature, that's brilliant. I mean, that's a wonderful time to go into nature at nighttime, because that's where you can most easily reconnect to love, in nature, when you're just surrounded by nature, especially when the sun's shining, because the sun is, of course, is almost like transmitting love to us, warmth, energy, life, vitality. And so I want to share this walk in the hope that it will encourage you to get out, encourage you to go and be in nature. So I could end this video here and just, leave it with that, with my words of encouragement for you to get into nature. But there are other aspects of our life that we need to address if we want to reconnect to love and we want to stay connected to love. And that's the most important thing, is to be connected to love as much as possible, so that we don't forget love, that we don't forget the beauty of life and the protection, the providence of life. It's really important that we don't forget that, because when we forget it, that's when we start worrying and striving for other things which aren't so important. So how do you stay connected to love throughout the day, no matter where you are, no matter what your environment? Well, there's several things you have to address. One of them, which is a field I've specialised in for the past 25 years, is nutrition. You have to eat well. You have to eat more naturally, and you have to eat less cooked food. Because cooked food has no vitality. The life force of the food has been killed in the cooking process. Now, I'm not a raw foodist, but I do eat mostly raw food. Sometimes I eat sweet potatoes, sometimes I eat potatoes, I eat a few other cooked items in my diet, but most of it is raw food. Most of my meals is a big salad with lots of delicious things in, nuts and cheese, goat's cheese, and so I have predominantly raw food, just a bit of cooked food, and it really benefits you. It benefits you throughout the day, and especially if you fine-tune your diet to a point where you're taking out all the things which irritate you, all the things which irritate your body, all the things which affect your mood, like sugar, for example. Sugar's a prime example. It affects our mood. But wheat as well, gluten. Anything which affects your mood or makes you feel kind of lethargic or tired, if we go on a process of reducing those things from our diet, then we will notice that on a daily basis we have more energy, we feel more motivated, we feel more uplifted, more upbeat, more positive. And this is really important. It's very, very important that we go on this process, this journey of becoming more positive, becoming more motivated. And you can't just click your fingers and make it happen and convince yourself to be motivated. I mean, you can, that's a very useful skill to have. If you can just snap out of it when you're in a negative headspace, if you can just click your fingers and snap yourself out of it, that is a very, very useful thing to be able to do. But not everyone can do that. So we have to change our lifestyle so that generally we feel more positive. Generally, we feel more motivated. And so it's very important to address your diet and look at the things which slow you down, look at the things which make you feel tired, notice the foods which make you irritable, which maybe block you up, congest you a little bit. And I'm going to tell you the worst ones on a general basis. The worst ones are wheat, sugar, and cows' dairy. Goat's milk products or sheep's milk products aren't so bad, but cow's milk products are very hard for the body. So we're looking at wheat, sugar, and cow's dairy. If you eliminate those three things from your diet, or as much as you can, you will guaranteed feel better. You'll feel better in your body. You'll feel more energized in your body. You'll feel clearer headed. You will have more energy. And especially if you reduce your amount of cooked food as well. That's 4 things you need to reduce. Sugar, wheat. In fact, I don't eat flour products, any flour, so that even includes wheat-free flour. I find that kind of, how can I put it? It makes me sluggish and really doesn't give my body anything. So if you've got to look at, well, what is this food giving your body anything? If you eat a bread and cheese, you've got to ask yourself, okay, it's filling you up, but what is it giving you? Is this bread giving you anything? No, it's not. But if you have a fresh salad with some protein in there, with some nuts, walnuts, or your favourite nuts, or cheese and olives, and if you have a salad with lots of lovely raw vegetables, that is giving your body so much nutrition, and it's not slowing you down. Unfortunately, we've gotten used to eating food as a kind of drug, using food as a drug. It makes us feel safe, it stops us feeling unpleasant feelings. It's comfort food. Bread, heavy meals are very comforting because they suppress our emotions and make us feel better temporarily. But then we get into a cycle of eating heavy food just because we don't want to feel. And it's important that we feel. It's very, very important that we get more used to feeling, less thinking and more feeling. And that's why we have to lighten up our diet, because our diet suppresses our feelings. If it's heavy, if we're eating a lot of heavy, indigestible food, it suppresses our feelings and we just feel kind of weighed down. And that also brings our mind down. It brings our mind down to negative thoughts, because negative thoughts are connected to negative emotions. And it's a two-way street. For example, if you notice your mind wandering onto negative thoughts and you kind of wander in that realm of negative thinking, you will start to feel, very quickly you'll start to feel depressed or worried. Your body will reflect what's going on in your mind. But it also works the other way around. If you have a big heavy meal and it makes your body tired and sleepy, that also brings your mind down to this place of less inspiring thoughts. And so we can work from either angle. For example, if you like meditating, then you can lift up your physical energy by lifting up your thoughts. You bring your mind to a place of clarity and your body is flooded with energy. Or you can address your diet and bring your body to a higher place, a lighter place, and that will affect your mind. And so you can address it from either side. The best thing is to address it from both sides. Address what's going on in your mind by taking time to notice your thoughts and to bring your thoughts more to a place of gratitude, because you can't feel negative. When you have grateful thoughts in your mind, then you cannot feel negative. It reminds our heart that we are surrounded by gifts, that we are very blessed, that life itself is a gift. So it's very important to bring grateful thoughts into your mind. Whenever you notice your mind wants to complain or be afraid, you've got to remember, no. Look around you. Am I threatened right now? Is there any danger? Apart from this terrifying little dog here. Is there any danger? Is there any immediate danger? What am I afraid of? You're afraid of things in your mind. You're afraid of scenarios in your mind that you think are going to come true. But come back to right now. What are you afraid of? Look around you. What is there to threaten you? There's usually nothing. Nothing is threatening us. And the same thing. What have you got right now? Are you wearing a pair of shoes? Great. Be grateful that you've got shoes on your feet. Have you got clothes to keep you warm? Fantastic. Let's be grateful for the fact that we have clothes, that we're not shivering and freezing. And all the other things you have right here, right now, that would make your life hard if you didn't have them. When you go to bed at night, you've got a soft mattress and a pillow and a blanket or a duvet. Be grateful for all the good things that are in your life and attune your mind to thinking in that way, because our mind has been attuned by the media to think about the future and to worry about everything. Worry how we're going to manage, how we're going to survive, how we're going to take care of things, how we're going to stay healthy. We're flooded with negative ideas. Our mind is being flooded with negative ideas, and that's all we seem to be able to think about, because those thoughts are addictive. So you have to break that addiction, because your mind wants to focus, it wants to dwell on negativity, because guess what? It releases chemicals in your body. Negative thoughts inspire the fight or flight mechanism, which releases adrenaline in your body. And guess what? Adrenaline is a drug. Yes, we all know this. Anyone who likes jumping off mountains, or with a parachute, or doing bungee jumping, or any exciting activity releases adrenaline. Well, so does negative thinking, or kind of dramatic thinking. It releases adrenaline. It activates the fight or flight mechanism. But what we really need is peace. Peace is what we're looking for. We don't need adrenaline. We don't need a drug, a chemical drug in our body. We don't need dopamine. We don't need adrenaline. We need peace. We need a sense of relaxation and trust deep inside of our heart. And that's why I'm making this video, to encourage you to get that feeling by going into nature. Because if you spend all of your time indoors, you'll find it very hard to connect to this energy which is everywhere, which is all around us. Why would you deny yourself? Why would you keep yourself away from the love that is surrounding us when we go into nature? It's everywhere. Because we're so used to being in four walls, we're used to being blocked off. These thick stone walls that we all live inside of, they disconnect us from the energy of nature, which is very strong. When you go into nature, this harmony, this love is very strong, and it's everywhere. But we disconnect. We're used to being disconnected from that because we spend so much time indoors, and we spend so much time in our mind, in our thoughts. It's like a double disconnection. It's like a vault. It's like a vault inside of a vault. Our mind is like a vault, and when we are in our thoughts, we're locked inside the vault. And then when we're indoors, we're in our thoughts and we're indoors. So in a vault, locked inside of a vault. We need to open up both of the doors. Open up your mind so you're not focusing on negative thoughts. And on top of that, go outside and you open up both vault doors and you realize, wow, there is love everywhere. There is love absolutely everywhere. And we are part of it, and we're meant to be feeling it. And we can feel it. And it's easiest to feel it when we go into nature. And when we make our lifestyle more natural, we don't spend so much time on technology, staring at a screen or around machinery. We don't spend so much time lost in our thoughts. It's really good to be around other people, It's really important to be around other people, to have a connection to a community of people who want to be healthy, who want to be positive, who want to see the light and don't want to focus on the darkness. It's actually very detrimental to connect to people who see things in a negative way and who want to invest in that belief system. This belief system that the future is dark, that we're all in great danger. Now, I'm well aware of the dangers that there are in the world and that the dangers there are in the future on this planet, and the threats that there are in society. But it doesn't help me to be afraid. It doesn't help me to be negative. It doesn't help anybody if I'm demotivated and lackluster and uninspired. It doesn't help the situation. We want to make the situation better. And what we really need to do, we need to lift our mind and lift our emotions up to a place of positivity, because that's the only way that we can navigate this very, very difficult time possibly the most difficult time that's ever existed on the earth. The only way we can navigate this difficult time is with a positive mind and a kind of a faith-filled heart, a trusting heart, which sees the goodness, we've got to see the goodness which is everywhere. Right now, it's everywhere. So I have to stop looking into the future, all the negativity that might be, well, it is coming through the media right now, and all the negative scenarios which we think are going to happen. We have to stop focusing and fixating on those because they are dragging us down. And that's the biggest danger to you and to every human being right now, is that our minds are dragged down to darkness. And when we encounter despair, hopelessness, misery, because that's hell. Utter despair, utter misery, intense fear. That's a very real psychological place we can go to. And that's the greatest danger right now, is that you will allow yourself to be pulled into that place by other people, by the influence of the media, by the things you're listening to and the things you're watching and the things you believe are going to happen. Those things will pull you down into the despair and the darkness. And so I want to counter that message. The purpose of this video is to encourage you to look to the light. Encourage you to see the goodness, to feel the love, and to trust that you will be safe. You are surrounded by goodness, you are surrounded by love, but you have to let that into your heart so you feel it. And when you feel it, something happens inside and you realize that you're part of something which can protect you. You're part of something which wants to love you and look after you and provide for you. You're part of it. And the most important thing is that you feel that, because that's what brings peace into your heart. That's what helps you focus on the goodness. It helps you see the light. And we all need to see the light for our own sake, because otherwise we are going to get sucked into the quicksand of the darkness, which is everywhere in the media. People's minds are becoming poisoned by negativity and fear, and we have to make sure that we are not one of those people. And that's your responsibility alone. Nobody else can do that for you. You have to notice your own thoughts. You have to notice the things you're telling yourself and see how the things you're giving your attention to, the things you're watching and listening to, the people you're surrounding yourself with, see how those things are pulling your mind in a certain direction, and change it. Change the things you listen to. Listen to messages of hope and faith. Listen to messages of trust and goodness. Listen to people who talk about love, who talk about faith. You can use the word God if you want to. I mean, I guess I like the word God because I feel that love is God and God is love. It's more than just a feeling. Love is more than just a feeling. It is intelligence, divine intelligence, and it's everywhere. And that we are inside that. We're all inside that. This whole planet, this whole universe is inside that divine intelligence. So you can say we're inside God. And so when you take off these blinkers that our world has conditioned us to look through, these blinkers which actually stop us seeing reality, when you take them off, you realise that you're part of something that, well, how can I put this? It's difficult to put into words. You're part of something that you're looking for. You're part of that which you seek. It's everywhere. You're seeking it unknowingly, unwittingly, unconsciously. You're seeking love. You're seeking to remember, reconnect to that love that is everywhere. But you're actually part of it. You're surrounded by it. You're immersed in it. It's everything. It's like a fish in the ocean. Imagine a fish in the ocean looking for water. It knows it's looking for something. But all it has to do is open its gills and let the water flow through its gills. It's the same with us. We have to get out of our heads, out of our thinking. And we have to relax. Relax our body. Relax our heart. And that's how we open our gills, so that love can flow through. The love that is everywhere. The love that is the ocean. Like water is to a fish. The love that is the ocean to us will flow through our heart. When we relax our heart, you have to relax your heart if you are to feel the love that is everywhere. Because our heart is where we carry all our fear, all our pain. And we hold it there. Our fear and our pain is held in our heart by tension. Tension is fear. Okay, whenever we feel afraid, there will be tension. You will notice there will be tension in your body. So as long as tension is there, you can't be free of fear, because the tension is how the fear is held in your body. Tension is fear, essentially. And so one of the most wonderful and liberating things you can possibly understand is this. It is impossible to feel afraid when you are relaxed. Impossible. So the next time you feel afraid, notice your body, notice how you feel, notice the tension that is present not only in your body, not only in your muscles, but also in the center of your chest, in your heart. Notice the tension that is there. And actively, intentionally relax. Relax your muscles. Put your hand on your heart and just ask your heart to relax. It might be helpful to say something like, "It's okay. I am safe. I am safe. I'm protected. It is safe to relax." Put your hand on your heart and say those things. It's okay. I am safe. It's safe to relax. I am protected. I am provided for. I am loved. If you put your hand on your heart and speak to your heart relaxes. And it's essential that we help our heart to relax, because when it relaxes, that's when we release the tension. Relaxation is a process of releasing tension. That's what relaxation is. When we relax, tension is released. And tension is fear. You have to understand that. Tension is fear. So when we relax, fear is released. And what comes in place, what flows instead of fear, is love. Love takes the place of fear. Because you can't have a vacuum. Not in your heart. It's not possible to have a vacuum. It's either fear or love. It's either tension or relaxation. When you relax your heart, when the tension leaves, love flows in to that space. And this is something, a very practical thing we need to do all day long. Notice when there is tension. Notice when we're tense, when we're acting through tension, through stress. Stress is tension. We notice there is stress, anxiety, tension or disharmony in us. We have to relax. It's the only way to allow harmony to return is to relax, because as long as tension is there, harmony cannot be present. Tension equals disharmony. Tension equals fear. So if you want fear and disharmony, then stay in tension. That's your choice. You're allowed to do that. No one's going to force you otherwise. If you want to experience that world of negativity, a world of disharmony, then you're free to do so. However, if you don't want to experience that, then the first thing you have to do is to allow relaxation to replace the tension in your body. Allow relaxation to spread like a warm glow throughout your body, and especially in your heart. And as that relaxation spreads, as your heart relaxes, as your body relaxes, a sense of peace comes in. And with that peace comes love. And you feel that, you remember that love is what you're looking for. You feel it. It's not an idea, it's an experience. And I want you to have that experience, because it's what you're looking for. It's the most important thing. Because when we're disconnected from love, we don't feel the love, then we get lost looking for something else which we think we need. We forget. We very quickly forget. We get lost in our ideas. We think we need this, we think we need that, we think we've got to do this, and it's important to do that. We forget that actually what we're looking for is this love and peace in our heart. And so we have to remember that first and foremost, before we go pursuing other things and trying to solve our problem in a myriad of other ways. We have to notice what's going on inside of us. Are we holding tension? Are we stopping love from being present in our heart? And usually the answer is yes. In fact, the answer is always yes. If we're experiencing disharmony, if we're experiencing a sense of disconnection, if we're feeling disconnected from a sense of goodness and love, then it's because we are stopping it inside of ourselves. We are holding our heart tense. We are holding tension in our body, which is fear, and we are preventing love from flowing through us. So the antidote is obviously to relax. Allow the tension to disperse. And as we do that, love returns. So, thanks for watching this video. I look forward to speaking to you again. I wish you well, and God bless you.